Be sure to check out agelessgeeks.com for your figures and collectibles.
So what is going on, my fellow collectors? How is everybody doing today? Daredevil19 here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Bandai Tamashii Nations SH Figuarts Dragon Ball Z First Form Frieza with Hoverpod. So let's get into it right away and take a very quick look at the box. So as all of you already saw, that is the front of the box there, pretty basic. There's the bottom, the tippity top, the one side, the other side, and then the back of the packaging to show some pretty cool poses you can get the figure into, along with some of the accessories. But anyway, that is the packaging. Let's get this figure up and take a closer look at Lord Frieza. Alrighty, taking a closer detailed look, and Tamashii Nations, like usual, did a pretty kick-ass job with another Dragon Ball figure, and Frieza here turned out really nice, man. Paint's nice and clean wherever there is paintwork on the figure. The sculpt of it looks great. I think that does look like Frieza in Dragon Ball Z. His horns are real sharp, so be careful of that. And I don't really see any shading anywhere, or like line work like on the armor, which sometimes we get shading, sometimes we don't. But like I said, wherever you see like the pink and the light purple together, the paint's nice and clean on that, like on the face mainly. And the Saiyan armor looks pretty good there, same with on the back. These can hinge up and down, as you can see. The arms look pretty good. We do get all these sculpted lines on the pink there. Forearms look pretty good too. And then the legs look similar to the arms there. Same with the forearms with the lower legs, they look similar. And then we do get his gigantic feet, which look really good. We get these sculpted lines on each toe right there, around like where the knuckles are, which is pretty good. And then the tail turned out really nice too. Overall, I think they did a great job with the figure. And the detail, like usual, turned out really nice on another Dragon Ball figure. But anyway, let's continue on. Moving on to the accessories, Frieza is included with a pretty good amount of stuff. So what we do get first and foremost, we do get 5 alternate faces, 2 interchangeable head sculpts, and then we do get the Scouter. Alright, so before I go over anything, I just want to show his Scouter here, and this turned out really nice. We got a pink translucent plastic there for the piece that goes over the eye, and then we have 2 pegs, which pegs into the side of his head, and I will show you how to do that shortly. And then we do get the 2 interchangeable head sculpts, and I was wondering what the difference was between them. And if you look by the eyebrow parts, this one has a more meaner look compared to this one. So the 3 faces on the left are meant for this head sculpt, and the 2 on the right are meant for this head sculpt. But they're pretty much identical besides the part around the eyebrows. Now for the faces, starting all the way on the left there, we do get, kind of has like a smirk on his face, but I guess it's also like a basic stern face with a little bit of a smirk, and that is the one that does come on the figure out of the packaging. Then next to that one, we have an even more drastic smirking type face, which is a perfect facial expression for Frieza. I mean, both those on the left are great Frieza expressions. Then next to that one, we do get the angry teeth gritted face. Next to that one, we have the yelling, screaming face, and then all the way on the right there, we do get the over-exaggerating laughing face, like when he blew up Planet Vegeta. Whoops, spoilers, but they did an awesome job on all 5 faces, and I think they all look exactly like how Frieza did in the anime. And the head sculpts and faces are pretty simple to swap out along with the Scouter. I will show you how to do that right now quickly. Alright, so the way you swap the faces and the head sculpts, and the way you get the Scouter on as well. Now, the ears here, you don't have to pull the head off to remove the face. Kind of just gotta pull it off and it comes right off the figure. It might be easier for you to pull the head off and then remove the face, but the ears here, they are pegged in, so you just unpeg and peg them. But if you want to put the Scouter on, you unpeg the ear, and then you just peg in the Scouter, and then just put that face on the figure. And then there you go, you have Frieza with the Scouter there. Now for the head sculpts here, this head sculpt pops off very easily. I noticed with this one that the neck joint likes to pop off with this head sculpt on mine, but it could be a little tricky to get this head sculpt on, so it might take you a little bit of time. There we go. And then I just put the face on afterwards so I could see where the peg hole is to get a better idea when I put this head sculpt on. But there you go, pretty simple to swap the faces
and head sculpts. And with these two faces, same thing with the ear. You unpeg it, peg it on, unless you want to use the Scouter. So we do get the interchangeable head sculpts and faces. And then we also get the 5-star Namekian Dragon Ball, and then we do have the Gathering Up Energy Death Ball effect, which is this right here. I feel like it should have been in red, but maybe it was more orange-ish, and I forgot that it was. But they did a pretty good job with it. It is a translucent plastic, and they did add like like orange paint on it, but it did turn out really nice. And it does have a peg hole on it, because you do just slide his finger in there, which I will show you in a second. Then we do get the 5-star Namekian Dragon Ball, same ones we've been getting with the more recent releases there, and this turned out pretty damn good too. And the Death Ball effect goes on this finger right here. You just slide it on like that, and then there you go. As simple as that. So we do get that stuff, and then we also get his hover pod. So this is another big thing with the release, his hover pod, which I'm really glad they included it, and they did give you this little stand here, and it does just wedge right in there. It's not gonna wiggle around and move all the time. As you can see, how there's those like wedges right there, which fit right into the hover pod like that. But this turned out really nice. I do like the gold here. The black looks great. Bottom turned out fine. Then the top here, I heard Tamashii Nations didn't know what Frieza's hover pod looked like on the inside, so they asked Akira Toriyama, and then he let them know what it looked like, because you never actually do see the inside of his hover pod. There's like a little glove box back there, and then you could see that they molded in his legs and part of his tail, because you just pop him off at the torso, pop him on, then pop his tail on there as well. But we have all the little buttons and everything on there also, which look pretty cool. So HoverPod turned out pretty nice, man, and let me show you how to get Frieza on it right now. Alright, so what you have to do is remove the tail here, and then pull up and remove the torso from the waist up. Alright, so what I like to do, I like to put the figure in first. Once you hear that snap, of course it means that it's on. Then I kind of just push the tail right on there, and then you could have the tail whichever way you want. I think it looks cool kind of hanging over like that. And then there you go, you got Frieza in his hover pod. So pretty cool accessory to add with Frieza. I mean, they couldn't have included Frieza without his hover pod, this first form Frieza here. So that's how I'll probably have him displayed in the hover pod there. So we do get the awesome hover pod, and then we finally get 6 alternate hands. And starting all the way on the right here, we do get a pair of fists, of course, which do come on the figure out of the packaging. Then we do get some open type hands, and I do wish that they gave us some open palm blast hands as well. Then we do get one right finger pointing hand, which is meant for the death ball effect, and then we do get a left hand where his pointer finger is bent a little bit, so you can put it over his mouth like he's giggling or laughing or something like that. But we do get some great sculpt detail throughout all 6 hands, and all the fingernails are painted black as well. And it is also very simple to swap Frieza's hands, and like what Daredevil 19 always says, that is definitely a good thing, because you don't want to risk breaking a wrist joint on your new first form Lord Frieza figure. But anyway, that is all the accessories included with Lord Frieza. Let's keep moving on with the rest of the review, shall we? Now for the height of first form Frieza, to the very top of his head, he stands a little bit over 4 inches and 1/4 of an inch tall. And then here he is compared to the SH Figuarts Resurrection at Final Form Frieza, the exclusive Golden Frieza, Captain Ginyu, and the Premium Color Edition Perfect Cell. And I think his scaling does seem to be on point. And then here he is compared to the SH Figuarts Bardock, the Saiyan Raised on Earth Son Goku, the 2.0 Vegeta, and Kid Gohan. And then here he is compared to the Storm Collectible Sector, the Marvel Legends Retro Series Deadpool, the Mephix Justice League Batman, and the Figma Black Swordsman Guts. And then here he is compared to the SH Figuarts Awakened Warrior Super Saiyan Goku, and the Mezco 112 Deadpool. Anyway, there's some quick comparisons. Let's keep moving on with the rest of the review. So now for Lord Frieza's articulation. He does have 2 joints at the neck here. So with both joints, you can pretty much get them in a look all the way down. And both joints looks up about that much. You do get fantastic pivot, as you can see. Then both joints does have swivel. Get better swivel at the upper neck compared to the lower neck. These, as I mentioned before, are on a hinge, so they can hinge up and down. We do get a torso and a waist joint. My torso joint is very tight. It's very difficult to swivel it. But combining both joints going forward, he does crunch forward pretty well. Goes back a tiny bit. And my torso joint, like I said, it's stuck. I can't really get it to pivot. And same with swivel. It's just super tight. The waist can swivel, and the waist doesn't really pivot. But yeah, that joint is just super tight on me at the torso there. And then his tail does have a giant ball hinge there, so it can hinge back and forth and swivel, and then you get another swivel like midway through the tail down there. Now for the arms here, we do have a butterfly type joint, but this piece of the armor does get in the way a little bit, as you can see there. So that does kind of get in the way, but there is a butterfly joint there. You do have a little bit of a circular motion out of the shoulder as well. And the arms do go out to the sides a bit more than 90 degrees. They do go up and down. True bicep swivel. Double jointed elbows that bend in a little more than 90 degrees. You do get a swivel at the forearm, and then we do have a ball hinge on the wrist, so that the swivel and hinges back and forth. Now for the legs here, Frieza can... And I do have an issue with my leg, my right leg only. It pops off very easily, like when I move it out to the side, as you can see there, and then I have to just pop it back on. So I don't know if other people are having that issue or if it's just with mine. God damn it! Goddamn leg. I will have to show you with the left leg instead. So the leg can kick forward about 90 degrees, which is definitely good. Goes to the back just a little bit. And Frieza cannot Van Damme it, as you can see there, but you do get a very nice upper thigh swivel. Double jointed knees that bend back all the way. Then the ankles here, they do swivel. And I like these ankle joints. It's connected with a ball peg into the actual leg. Then we have a ball hinge on the ankle there, so you can move them around a bit and hinge them up about that much. And then they can hinge pretty much directly down. And then you get a pretty decent ankle pivot with Frieza here. So overall, I think the articulation is worked in pretty good. I do have that issue with the right leg popping off, and then my torso joint being extremely tight. So there's two minor issues right there, but besides that, you're going to be able to get him in some pretty cool Lord Frieza-like poses, and I'm about to show you some of those poses right about now.
But anyway, that is my review of the SH Figuarts First Form Frieza with Hoverpod. Hope you enjoyed it. If I had to rate this figure between a 1 through 10, I definitely have to give it an 8.5. If you would like to know the price and where to buy this figure, I did have mine imported from Japan from AmiAmi, but AgelSgeek should be getting this in any week now, so you can pre-order one at AgelSgeeks.com, and when you check out, use code name Daredevil, and you will get yourself a bit of a discount. If you can't find something on their website, I do highly recommend going through their Instagram or Facebook page. I will put more information in the description below. So that is my review. I will catch you on the next video on Daredevil 19. I will see you later.
The Saiyan raised on Earth Son Goku, the 2.0 Vegeta, and the Vababu Jappaji.